Hi, this is Christy, and we are going to go over how to cite an article once you've found what you would like to use for your paper. Okay, so you might remember from last time that I was looking for video game violence, and I had 8 results, and in particular, I really liked The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because that reminded me of a movie I liked. I was, of course, being silly, but let's say that I looked through a whole bunch of different articles, and really this one was the best for the point in the paper I wanted to write. With that, I would need to reference this as part of my paper to properly cite where I'm taking information or creating my own ideas from that information. All right, so I've decided I'm going to use that. If I click on it, remember we did this before because we want to read the abstract. To the right of that, you'll see that there's a cite link, and this is available in ProQuest and Opposing Viewpoints as well, and pretty much any database we have in our list. But if you click on this, this is just a little shortcut, and just bear with me. Here we have their APA citation. What I like to do is highlight this and copy it. And the reason being, I'm not going to use this as my final reference, but it gives me all the information I need to plug in to Noodlebib, which is going to be the next software I'm going to show you. Okay, so if we copy that, and we're going to throw it into a Word document, and bring that up. I pasted this in a little earlier, and you see it brought a green background, and you can see that it does not transfer well. It also does not have any indentations here that would be proper in a citation. However, we got the text that we need, the information we need. So I saved this off my desktop, and now I'm just going to minimize that, and I'm going to close out of the databases, and then I'm going to go back to the library page. If you remember from the Chesapeake homepage, we went to Academics, Library LRC, and now we're going to go to the 4th link down, Noodlebib. Okay, if you've not used Noodlebib in the past, I want you to just create on a personal ID, go in here and fill in all the information that they ask for and register, because you're going to use Noodlebib for all the classes you may take here at Chesapeake. Okay, so if you haven't already used this, please go in and do that. If you have used it already, just feel free to sign in. Okay, and you're going to get a page similar to this, but probably with not as many folders as I have. How these are created is through create a new project, and I recommend doing that for every new paper you have to write, even if it's in the same class, so that you can go back and check on them anytime or add to them. Okay, so we're doing APA, and we are advanced. We're at college now, so we're at the advanced level, and you want to put a description. So we're in 161, and I'm just going to call this a research paper, and create the project. All right, and we get to the dashboard page. You don't need to really worry about anything here other than under components, click on references. All right, then we have a Site A, large drop-down list, and this is where you'll choose what it is you're looking at as a source to cite. This is very easy for this class because you're required a peer-reviewed journal. Therefore, you're going to be looking at a journal. And then you click Create Citation. A new feature in Noodlebib is that they have this Show Me, and I'm not going to go through exactly what a peer-reviewed journal is in heavy detail because this is a wonderful tool, and I'd like you all to go in when you go to cite your source and review this. It's very nice. If I go in, it shows me some pictures of what a journal might look like, tells me some of the key things you would notice about a journal, and it goes on to much further describe what a journal is. It's extremely helpful because honestly, there's many magazines that can look like journals and vice versa, journals that can look like magazines. So you need to be able to differentiate between some fine details if you're actually looking at a print item and don't have a database to rely on that's you're able to select peer-reviewed as we were able to. So this is extremely interesting. I would recommend looking through this. It's only going to help you in your future. Okay, so if we close that, we're sure this is a journal, and we're going to continue. All right, and what happens here is that we're going to fill all of these things out. You'll see here it defaults to print. Chances are, since we're an online class, you've gone through a database. So you want to select the database. Now, the key thing is, remember that Word document? Okay, we're going to bring that up. First thing it was asking is if we have a DOI. Look at all these numbers. This is again why it's nice to grab from that little citation on the database side. So if I copy that, I can just neatly go in and paste. All right, and then it gets very simple from there on out. Now the name of the database, there you're going to need to remember, it's not going to show up in the citation, but we were in academic search, and you'll see that it'll pop up down here, Premier. And that's another option that you can do, the drop down. Either or works for you to get the name. Okay, there is no database accession number, and then from here you can continue to fill out all of the basic information by toggling back and forth between the copied citation and Noodlebib. Okay, so this is your journal. I'm going to just go through this. This is your journal, Psychiatric Quarterly. 78 is your volume. 4 is your issue number. Your page number is 309 to 316. And then, of course, you know, your article and your author, which are pretty straightforward. Okay, so I'm not going to continue through this, but you would fill in all of these aspects. You don't need to worry about an annotation for this class, and then you would click Submit. Okay, so let me go back. I am going to go back to my projects, and I'm just going to look at one of these others. And I have a reference already in for this sociology, and there is the final result. Okay, and this is this article I just showed you, and this is how it would come up after I filled out all the pieces and I clicked Submit. It would look just like this. The nice thing is, if later on you decide, oh, I don't want to use this, you can delete it. You can edit it if you need to. Another really nice feature is, let's say I'm writing my text, and somewhere in the second paragraph, let's say I am doing a direct quote from this source. If I click on in-text reference, it gives me an example of how I need to do that citation, and this is so much easier. You pretty much just do the last name, the year of the publication, and the page number if you have that. If you don't have the page number, that's okay. So it gives you a real quick reference as to how to use that. When you're ready to export it to your paper, you just click the arrow, print export to Word, and you'll see that I have the block. That could very well happen to you. You just go up to the top here, and you say you want to download it. I'm going to open it so that I can show you, but you could save it to your desktop. So it'll take just a minute. And there it is. You can see the big difference between what we had in the former Word document that I copied out of the database and the proper formatting. And what you would do is then save this and you have it ready for your paper. So that's citation in a nutshell. If you have questions, as always, please contact me through the course mail, or call me, or in any way you'd like to get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to help. Thanks.